Hi, everyone. Today I'm talking with Terrah Bennett Smith and Tess Cacciatore on their new series, The Right Turn. Enjoy. Hi, Tess and Terrah.
Hi,
Hi.
Julia. How are
Oh,
you?
I'm so good. How are you?
We're wonderful. We're wonderful.
I see we're all dressed in blue, so
I
that must
know.
be the color of the day.
I know
That
if
was
you're not
not
watching in
planned.
blue, go get something blue and put it on and come
That's
back.
right, but don't feel blue because we want you to be happy to be here.
Exactly.
That was totally not planned. Is there a color for The Right Turn?
Yes,
Yeah.
the right turn colors are red, black, and white. Why
Oh.
we don't know. It just
happened.
It just happened.
Uh-huh.
It's like there were a couple of little things that happened, like our flower.
The orchid.
Yeah.
We have a lot of symbology. I loved and followed Tennessee Williams all my life, and so symbology was really important. And I just noticed that these orchids kept popping up in places that we were filming, and then we would bring a gift to a location that we were utilizing. We bring a big orchid, and then ding dong bell, we're like, this is our theme.
So yeah,
Theme flower.
yeah. So we have a
theme
flower and
and
colors.
colors and a themed drink too, which we can
Yes.
tell you about today too.
Oh, I'm excited. Well, first of all, how did you guys meet?
Yeah, we were brought together through people that we knew, and then thought that we would be great to work on this project together, and
Not this project,
not
another
a different project. Yeah, and then she and I just kind of kept throughout the years because we had similar, similar ways, similar talents, similar everything. So we just continued working together on various things. So
Yeah. And then in 2015, I got invited to be a mentor to young women directors for a network that typically targets mature women. And I noticed all the submissions, and the directors were all millennials and 20 somethings, and they were submitting really great ideas. But I'm thinking, hey, I'm in the target market of this network. Can I throw a little, video into the contest? And the contest was shoot in one day and edit in one day. And I was talking to Terrah about it. And then
yeah, and I had been on a hiatus from acting, but had just about that time decided I'm ready to act again.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I said, well, let me be your actress. And that's kind of, I was doing small things, but that was my reintroduction back into acting.
Yeah, and it was
wow.
2015, and I was so honored to be directing her because she's amazing.
Uh-huh.
And after her hiatus, and it just so happened a mutual friend of ours, Eduardo Costa, who happens to be drop dead amazing, and nice for the eyes as well.
Very nice for the eyes.
So we called him up, and he said I would love to. So we literally, I wrote the script in a day. We shot it in a day and did post production in a day. And I was getting ready to submit it, and I noticed that the production company was having some inner rumbles because I was on the inside track. I was like, I don't know. And lo and behold, as intuition, as we all have to follow our intuition, it folded and I never submitted it. So I didn't have to give over the ownership. From 2015 to 2018, you and I were like doing our own thing. And then in 2018, we got back together at a coffee shop and
we said, why don't we turn this into something?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we reinvented the story. Some of the story we shot then is still in it.
Yeah.
But we kind of took it and then, embellished it into a whole series that we weren't even sure initially. We thought it was going to be a short series.
Yeah.
Then it kept growing and growing and growing. So now we have
And what about this? And what about this?
Right. So now we have 8 full episodes that are about 45 minutes each. Average 45 to 50 minutes each.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the definition of everything happens for a reason. Who knows what would have happened if you had submitted it and the contest fell through?
Yeah. They would have had ownership of the story and the footage because that's how the networks work. And I think one of our things that I really am proud of and love to talk about is that, there's the machine, the Hollywood machine. And we've lived inside the Hollywood machine. We've worked inside the machine. But this is completely like one of my big things of talking about is breaking the rules. And we literally broke the rules probably every day.
And more than every day.
Yeah.
How did this concept for The Right Turn come to you? And was it a story that you always wanted to share?
Well, this was originally the romantic. It was a thing called Fall Into Me, and it was the story of an encounter of 2 people. So I created the character Celeste after a good friend of mine, Celeste, that had a corporate job and wanted to go explore the world and find the best recipe of tiramisu. And so I had a friend that owned a restaurant. He said, sure, come and shoot. We got a small crew, a couple of extras, a couple of waiters, a singer, and we turned it into this really crazy thing. And that piece can still be found on the internet. But we have taken the footage of Eduardo Costa, playing Antonio, who is this very amazing love interest for her on her trip abroad when she's finally spreading her wings. So the basis and the core of the story was there. And then we started building the backstories and the relatives and the ex-husband, and then that was all co-created by us.
Right. Yes.
Mine was
Terrah,
just a 12-minute piece.
how did this character speak to you?
There's so many elements of this character in me, and probably in many women, especially at our age, who have been married, divorced. I wasn't divorced at the time when we started this, but when you are going through any type of separation or loss, you know, there's a pull at you and you feel, who am I? Where am I? Or even if you're not even separating, you know, it could just be you're aging out of something, or all of those things that happen. You have to kind of invent and rediscover, try to figure out who you are. Because as women, what we tend to do, we are, most of us are multitaskers. So that means we're being a great mother while we're being a great worker at our job, and we're being a great this and a great that and a great wife and a great this, and we're trying to do all these things, and somewhere in there the person starts to get more diminished. And even though you have a great life, you look up one day and you go, I don't even know who I am anymore, because I was known as Johnny's mom and Michael's wife and all of these things. But the me part gets more, you know, unless you're a big name or something, you know.
Even the big name people go through it, I'm sure.
But so yes, it spoke a lot to me, because as a woman, you know, I had to redefine myself and figure out who am I, and start loving up on me again. And that's what the character is trying to figure out. You know, she's gone through so much just after her separation. She's been divorced for 10 years, and she's trying to figure out now, I haven't even dated in 10 years.
And her kids are just now, she's now an empty nester.
She's now an empty nester. So the kids are gone, and she looks around and she goes, okay, my kids are gone. I haven't even dated. I have no prospects. And I was just working, you know, and you wake up and go, I want more for my life, you know. So
this is the show that you wish you had growing up.
Yes.
Now, perhaps. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our cast ranges from age 9 to 85.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And it's multicultural. We have multi-ethnic ethnicity.
So what is the storyline for those who don't know?
Yeah.
So this is a story of Celeste Wright Turner, who is an empty nester and divorcee for 10 years. And she also has a successful, thriving PR business called the Wright Turn. She is Celeste Wright Turner, Wright Turn PR. And the PR angle was a kind of a nestled seed back in the original situation, because that corporate life, and she wanted to find herself. But we were able to really expand on that. And we're now getting celebrities playing themselves, you know, with storylines like the greatest American hero, William Catt, plays himself. And he does a spoof on this fact that now he's stuck in a dog costume instead of the superhero costume. Mm-hmm. So we get to play with his roles. Tisha Campbell's in the series playing a character. She plays one of the best friends of Celeste Wright Turner. Mm-hmm. So we're able to follow the lifestyle and everything that goes on in Celeste's life. So she's the pivotal character, but her family life, her potential love life, her friend life, and her work life, all kind of coming together, that are weaving true stories as well.
And the thing also with her PR firm is that her specialty is she wants people who want to make a change in the world, or make a difference in the world, not just someone who's a star and I just want to be on the red carpet. Her purpose is to help you redirect, redefine, kind of like what she's doing with herself. And it has to be for the betterment of whatever it is. We also, within the series, you know, there's romance, there's heartbreak, there's, you know, children drama, there's parent and children drama, and not fabricated. It's
real stories.
It's real stories. There's sex trafficking, there's molestation, there's homelessness, and it's all told through the different people that come in and out of Celeste's life.
So I play one of the clients. You know, I directed the series. She's the superstar of it. But I play myself. So that's an example of a story. Mm-hmm. So I'm the founder of Global Women's Empowerment Network. We handle serious topics like domestic violence, sexual assault, sex trafficking, human trafficking, homelessness. So through my storyline as her client, we get to really take a peek and dive really deep into those storylines. So there's some really serious turns that will surprise the audience.
Yeah, we did some fun things with our cast too when we could. We really sat down with them and got their take on some fun things that they always wanted to play, you know, and figured out, because, you know, in this industry, you get so typecast so easily, and you know, one of my friends said, yeah, I always play doctors and lawyers. I want to do something gritty. So we were able to incorporate, you know, sit down with them, which is something nice, you know, the actors. And then that made people want to come because they got to do something the first time on the right turn.
How often
Right.
does an actor get a chance to say, hey, what have you never been able to play? So we have a lot of great stories that will be able to unfold throughout the years.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Terrah, has playing Celeste taught you anything about yourself?
Yes, it's taught me a lot. I mean, I think, and I'm going to say not necessarily playing Celeste, but this whole process. This show was like getting pregnant and giving birth, and now your baby's out there and everybody's looking at it, you know. And some people are going to go, well, a face only a mother can love, you know, things.
And also the gestation of an elephant's pregnancy is about 7 years, and that's about how long it took us to get to this point too. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's
the pregnancy of an elephant in the show.
Yeah, so it's really, I think it's more about what it taught me about my ability to be okay standing in my own shoes, you know, and not expecting or caring or worrying about the outside. I think that more because when I'm doing Celeste is very close to me. So it almost feels like just elements of me, you know, pieces and my friends.
There's some differences.
No, I said and my friends.
No, because I love when you play Celeste because it is different.
No, she's different than me, yes. Yeah. But there's still elements of me that
I can see Celeste peeking out every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's Celeste.
I think the overall process of doing Celeste, being in front of, being behind the camera, writing, co-producing, you know, edit, all the stuff that we do, that is where I learned a lot about my abilities and my fears and my concerns and my, you know, my strengths. I've learned so much, even just working with Tess. They say people come into your life as a reflection of you, also as a mirror to things that you need to look at and things that you love about yourself. So I get to see this all the time, you know, even as a sisterhood, which can be challenging. You know, a lot of people can't work together. And yeah, we've had our headbutts and we will probably have some more. But what we've learned is that those are steps for us to become better individually, as opposed to you need to fix you so that I can feel better. It's like, okay, we have
to fix ourselves.
We have to fix ourselves so that we can become better. The project can become better and everything can become better. You know, and I was thinking about you today, and I was talking on my hike with my friend Tico Wells, and I was saying, you know, this partnership is so wonderful because of all the things that we can do individually, that coming together makes it easier for one person not doing everything, while the other person is waiting to show up to say, I don't.
Yeah, we both have multi-hyphenated situations, you know, producing, directing, in front of the camera, behind the camera, writing. There's been times on the set because of COVID, which was challenging, that we had to have a very minimal crew. So we were setting up lights and, you know, miking her and designing and making the food, you know, whatever we needed to do to get done. So it's been a real honor to be in the boat with her, because we might have a little butt, as she said, but it clears up really fast and we move on and we learn about ourselves and we get the job done.
Yeah. So Tess, you directed the series.
Yes.
What has been the most challenging part and what has been the most fulfilling part?
I think the challenging and the fulfilling part go hand in hand, because I'm one with the boat rises with the tide. And if I have big waves crashing around me, it's a little probably more normal for me in my life. I live kind of a crazy life. I don't have the children and the ex-husbands and all that stuff. So I've been able to bring elements of my life that has been kind of undercover to the forefront, like what we were talking about with what I do with Gwen and the serious topics behind the scenes. I've been watching it over and over again because we're in the process of onboarding and QC and all that. And it was just recently, I sat back and I took a breath and I went, oh my God, I directed this. You know, so it's been really fun because both of us come from the music industry, both have a dance background. So there's some instances where while I was shooting, I would have the music in my head of where it was going. So it would direct. I always knew in certain sequences, I knew where I wanted to go with it in the end result of it. So it really opened up a place for me to be totally creatively expressed, like the train sequence going to throughout London. Every time, you know, we got together to shoot that, because there was many elements, I heard this one particular song. So to have that fully come into fruition and to have a great crew with me, and Matt Gates, who's done amazing work in composing, taking it right out of my head, and then Blake and Wilder, who've taken conversations that we had behind the scenes. Like, I want it to be montagey and overlapping and very surreal. And they took it to the next level. You know, I just gave kind of a storyboard. And so I've been really blessed for people like that to give my vision to life. And then working with, you know, talented actresses like Terrah, and the whole cast is incredibly talented. Yeah. I love working with actors because I came from that place as well, but I didn't really have to direct them that way. Their intentions were there, their moments, their beats, their synergy, their chemistry was already there. So I didn't really have to work hard in that arena. So it gave me a lot of freedom to be able to work more on the visuals and the set direction and the camera angles and all that.
Yeah. What is the impact you hope the show makes, and what are your hopes for the future of the show?
Well, I would love for it to be, number one, for people who have dreamed and hoped of ever starting or doing something and just felt like it was too big for them. You know, people always, when I tell them that we did a series, they say, how's your web series? You know, because that is doable in most people's minds. They don't think that someone has done 8 episodes that are full length, like television episodes now. Yeah. You know, they're usually like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. We did 50 minutes, you know, 45, 50 minutes. So that is one thing that, you know, it inspires people to be able to say, I can do this, and know that it's not going to be easy. And you know, there are going to be some things that you have to compromise on, that, and when you get the end result, you have to go, okay, I'll just squint every time I see that part to get through it, because those things are real, you know. But that's not just for independent projects like ours. That's on regular television with budgets, you know. And I go, didn't they catch that? They had a whole crew. You know, for some people like us, it's like, okay, we're going to miss the boat a little bit here and there.
And when we're missing the boat, I just have to add, we have a big joke behind the scenes. Like, if someone catches it, we'll say, you won the next T-shirt, the Wright Turn T-shirt. You guessed our mistake.
The first person who gets it and puts it in social media gets a T-shirt, because there are going to be those things in there, you know. And we did our best to catch everything. So that's one thing, is that I hope that it inspires, and I hope that the conversations and the dialogue within the episodes help someone because of the different storylines, and that it really gives information and maybe inspires and maybe uplifts and maybe, you know, makes someone laugh and cry and all those things. I hope that it does that for people.
At the end of each episode, we do have, if you have a feeling or a reaction to any of these topics we're talking about, please dial this emergency number or contact your local authorities, because we do dive into some serious things that may trigger people in the world. And so what I'd like to add to that is what one of our goals is, but particularly very passionate for me, is that I would like to see a community of people coming together. We're going to be doing watch parties. We have a Preneur app. It's an AI app where you can text 424-404-1980 and be a part of our community. So we want to really be in touch and engaged with our fan base and viewers, and see what's important to them and interact with them and build these communities where they can have the reveal of our cocktail, Lemon Drop Martini. We can have lemon drop martini parties and have people talk about what's happening. And we also really support the men's community. So Christopher Duncan plays a detective in season 2. We're going to bring men together to talk, and we really, really lift the men up in our show because they represent topics that are really important to us.
Yeah. And one of the guys in the series who actually plays my brother, Aaron Braxton, he specifically talks about his character is dealing with that one thing because he wanted to bring that to light. And then Christopher Duncan, who is a detective who has a bar, you know, one of the things that he's always wanted to do was empower men. So now there's a world that will come together in season 2 where, you know, the men will get together and empower each other, you know, through that. So we're very excited about, you know, having a show that's a show, but also is a catalyst for change and hope and help for others, both men and women.
Yeah, beautiful. So when do the first 4 episodes come out, and how can everyone watch the show?
February. The beginning of February, mid-February. We're still locking down the first date, but if you just text 424-404-1980, that will send you to our Preneur page, and with there we'll be sending out emails, texts, and everything about what is happening with the series, where you can look for it. Fun things that we can do. So if you, that's the best number to contact us on. There's our IG page. But if you want
our music videos,
we had some songs that actually you were in one of our music videos.
Yeah.
And we're so happy to have you. And you'll be joining us in a couple of the episodes coming up. We don't want to talk about the character, so we're really excited about that.
I'm very excited.
But our IG is the Wright, WRIGHT Turn series. And that's on IG and Facebook. But if you just text 424-404-1980, you'll see everything on that page.
And we decided to go for multiple platforms and get out there as many places as possible. So we'll be listing all the AVOD platforms that we'll be on. And when I started calculating the multi-millions of potential viewers within the AVOD world, which is, sometimes looked down upon, but it's rising really, really fast. We have potential to get to 458 million people.
Wow.
So that's not something to sneeze at.
No,
so
and
we're excited.
And the wonderful thing about that, and she's talking about, we decided to do it ourselves because the machine, as we call it, it's very interesting how, people think, and I'm not saying it's because we're women, but I'm saying people think that we're going to give our hard work away primarily, and we did some pitches, we got some offers and things, but at the end of the day, it was more important for us to have ownership so that, we put all this together, and it's to give it away and let you run with it for 10 years while we sit on the sidelines just didn't seem to be logical for us. So we're jumping on shows now to get support. How can you support us? By being on different shows and letting people know we're out there. So we're really excited to have taken the reins ourselves.
Absolutely.
And putting it out on everything that we can find to get people to pay attention to the show.
So we're really excited about where people can find us and through your fan base too. So thank you so much for having us on your show, because
oh my gosh,
it's shows like this that get the grassroots momentum going.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled, and I'm so excited to be a part of the show as well. And I'll definitely take my viewers, behind the scenes when I come on set.
Yay!
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's going to be fun. And they get to see not the sweet Julie. They're going to get a little grittier kind of Julia, That's going to be fun. Because everybody, look at you, you're so pretty and just sweet. And, you're
like a corn-fed Midwest girl. Where are you from?
She's from LA.
I'm from here. I'm from California.
Yeah,
oh my God.
From California.
I'm from Iowa, so I always think sweet people.
For those who are passionate about sharing their stories, no matter what challenges they're facing in the industry, what advice would you give to people who are trying to, put a film together or get their story heard?
Well, my advice is to basically, as we say in the series, just jump. You are met when you make a step. You will find that once you did make a decision and then you put one foot in front of the other, you will find people, you will find situations. You'll be in a grocery store. Somebody will overhear you on the telephone telling a friend, I really want to do this film, but I don't really know where to begin. And somebody behind you go, oh, my son is a filmmaker. But you got to make this first step and not be afraid to jump out there. That's what I would say. Just go for it, and you will be met one foot in front of the other. It just starts to happen.
I love the just jump. And that reminds me, we do have a merchandising line coming out that you'll want to be attached to in our telephone app. But I would say my big message is break the rules. Don't be afraid to break the rules. Get together with friends, find mutual talent so you're not overstepping one another. But if you we have a lot of similar things that we can do. Just find that magical brew and just jump.
And you guys are so lucky with this generation because, before when we were starting, we had film. You had to shoot on films. You had to purchase the film. Who purchased film back then? We had no money. We didn't have the cameras and all that stuff.
Digital stuff.
No digital. Now you guys have phones.
We were born in 1920, by the way.
Well, she was born in 1920. I'm not claiming that. But, we didn't have cell phones where we could do a whole movie on a cell phone and put it up. My son's one of their first movies when they started their film festival, about that. They did on a cell phone and it won awards, so I'm just saying that it's a very different time. So if you're really, really serious about it, there's really no excuse except just jumping and doing it.
Just jump.
I love that.
Thank you so much. You gave us a really beautiful, welcoming space to be able to share our story like this for the very first time.
Oh, Well, I'm thrilled to watch. I'm thrilled to be a part of it, and I'm thrilled to share this conversation.